Hello YouTube, welcome back. It's your boy D Wade coming back with another video. In today's video, we're going to be concluding the GFL series that we've been going through for the whole summer. And this video is pretty much just going to entail pretty much my overview of what my experience was like playing in the GFL this year, as well as the big question, which is, was it worth leaving the country to go overseas and play American football? So before I even get into the video, first I want to thank all the new support and new subscribers that I have to the channel. I'm very appreciative of all the continued support and the increase in views as well as subscribers. So definitely appreciate you guys being here and hoping to continue to grow and get to know you all as time progresses. First, I want to say thank you to the Berlin Rebels for bringing me and giving me the opportunity to go play in the GFL this season. I definitely appreciated the opportunity. I had some other options, but I definitely felt good with the option that I decided to take. And of course, the season didn't go as I would have liked and expected, but I mean, that is life. So all you can do is just learn from it, move on, and just continue to try and grow as an athlete as well as a person. First thing I wanted to talk about in terms of my experiences and whether or not the GFL was worth it was the level of competition. So in the German Football League, the level of competition is something that's always talked about. People wonder, is it comparable to anything? Is it like college? Is it like the NFL? Like what level does it actually fall under? And for me, I would say it's definitely in the collegiate area range. There's definitely a lot of people who have talent who've been playing football for a while over there, but it's still, like we all know, not their main sport. For me, I started playing football when I was 4 years old. Some of the guys over there started when they were 15, 16, 17, or just that year. So because of that, there's definitely a skill gap, mainly because of that, but also just in general football IQ knowledge. In terms of you playing a sport your entire life, you figure out the nuances, you figure out how to move and how to do things a little bit differently, which kind of gives you a leg up, especially in comparison to those who don't have that full understanding of how you should move and how you should play football. So definitely the competition level is respectable. It's definitely not like you're just going to come over here and just throw 30 touchdowns a game and just blow everybody out and just be absolutely dominant. So there is competition. They know how to tackle. They can catch up to you. You're not going to outrun everybody. They will stop you and they will make plays. So if you're looking to go over, understand that it's not going to be just a cakewalk and everything's going to be easy. So the next thing I want to talk about was my experiences, as well as what were the cultural differences and what would someone who's looking to go overseas need to expect going over there. Is there anything they need to prepare for? So pretty much when I got over there, the first thing I noticed is that things are fairly similar to that in America. You'll realize that there isn't a very large adjustment period. Of course, the biggest thing is getting used to the six hour ahead time zone difference. But other than that, I mean, their way of life is very similar. I mean, driving with some of my teammates, I can see, just like in America, they're very aggressive drivers. They don't like waiting in traffic, take public transportation. They drive on the same side of the road as us and everything like that. So other than, like I said, the time zone, of course, the language, which over there is German, and the currency, which is euros, there's really no difference at all. So all in all, like I said, it was a very seamless transition after I got used to the time zone difference and just kind of just being in a new place. Then yeah, you realize it's very Americanized over there, but I mean, it definitely made things a little bit easier and more enjoyable that way. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was the pay structure over there. So I explained it in one of my earlier videos when I think it was the newest quarterback to the GFL, which will be in one of these corners, so you can check that out if you want. But pretty much how the pay structure works is you negotiate your contract, and within the contract you negotiate, instead of just really pay, you're really negotiating what benefits you get. So in terms of benefits, that can be access to, like I said, a car. That could be access to a phone that they purchase for you, gym membership. Are they going to pay for all your meals? Will they just pay for one, or just game days? Things of that nature. So those are the things that you're looking to negotiate within your contract. But the good thing with these contracts is that even though you don't get paid a lot or really much of anything, you still have everything paid for. So because of that, you have no living expenses. They pay for your flat, everything like that. And then now the money that you do negotiate to get as a monthly check, now that's what you can just use for spending money. If you want to take a trip or you want to just save it up and bring it back home, then that's what you can do. So the payment structure is fairly decent. The one thing I did realize is that you end up, when you're over there, you'll end up spending more than you thought you would. Of course, because you still want to experience things. You want to go sightseeing. You want to maybe take a trip. You want to go party. You want to do different things like that. Money will run up. So some of the money that you thought you're going to bring home to save actually won't be there. So just kind of take that into account. You definitely want to be in a situation where you're fully aware of kind of how your money is going to work and what you're going to bring back. Which then leads me right into the next point, which is, if you are going to make this decision to come abroad, make sure that everything at home is taken care of. And what I mean by that is, I had an apartment. I made sure that I had it subleased out so that way I'm not just wasting hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars over months of rent by just having to pay it out and no one living there. So making sure that that's taken care of. Make sure you don't have a whole bunch of bills just coming out of your account when you're not even there to even use it. When you're over there, just use what they have available. So because of that, cancel all the things that are just constantly recurring out of your bank account, and then that'll just make your time over there easier, because you don't want to have any stress or anything lingering back home, because you'll realize it's kind of hard to make contact and handle a lot of those situations that are happening back home. So lastly, to finish off, as I talked about those points, my overall synopsis of whether or not playing in the GFL and going overseas to play American football is worth it. My answer to that question wholeheartedly would be yes and no. So I mean, of course, you'll want just either a yes or a no, but there's levels to it. So the reasons yes are because, first off, if you love football, then now you have a chance to come play American football. And I mean, if you love the sport, then having any chance to play, you should be happy about. So that's the first thing. Second thing, which is one of the most major things, is it's an experience that little to no people ever have the opportunity to have. The only other people who have this opportunity are either if you have family overseas and you go to visit and you stay for a while, or if within university you study abroad and then now you get to stay in a country for an extended period of time. But to be in a situation where I was in Germany for 5 months, not, like I said, not paying a single dime, paid for my flight there, flight back, that puts you in a situation where now you just get to experience a whole new world, a whole new culture for an extended period of time, when most people maybe can visit for like a week and then have to go home. So it was definitely unique being fully entrenched and immersed into a new environment and into a new culture. And I definitely enjoyed that a lot. And I know most people would, especially because, I mean, if you had that opportunity, why not take it? So that's how I looked at it. And I definitely felt like that was definitely a very strong factor as to why I felt like it's definitely worth it. And then lastly, I have an opportunity to get film. So when you're in a situation where you're trying to give yourself an opportunity to continue your professional career in playing football, recency of film is very vital. So if all I have is film from back in 2018, if I'm still trying to go now to the CFL or something like that, that has a lot less weight to it than if I just got fresh off of a season. This is what I look like right now, and now that will make them more susceptible, if they like it, of course, to then actually sign you and pick you up. So it gives you just an opportunity to showcase your skills and put it on a stage where it has validity in terms of the NFL knows all about the GFL and knows what type of talent it can produce. The CFL knows that for sure, which is why they have a partnership, direct partnership with the GFL. So these major leagues are aware of what the GFL has to offer. So if you go over there and dominate and do well, you do put yourself in position to have that opportunity to go play, which is at the end of the day what you want. So those were the three reasons why yes. So now the reasons why no are because something I realized while being over there is that, like I said, the CFL has a direct partnership with the GFL, and the NFL is aware of the GFL. But the issue for Americans such as myself is that the initiatives within both of those leagues are almost solely internationally based. And what I mean by that is, let's say you're from France, as a French player, the CFL has an international combine, which are only open to international players. So that doesn't include Americans. So a French player can go, an Italian player can go, someone from Poland can go, but someone as an American, I'm not eligible to then do that. And that goes exactly in tune with what the NFL have, where they have an NFL International Pathway Program, where if you're international from London or wherever internationally, you can then go to their International Pathway Program and their combines to then have a chance to get directly picked up by the NFL. But once again, that's not open to us as Americans. So because of that, yes, by getting the film, you put yourself in a position where you have a better chance, but it in no way guarantees you a chance. And like I said, it's all up to the discretion of these scouts whether or not they feel like you're worth giving a contract to them. So yes, there are measures to give you a chance to continue and expand your professional career, but they're not as clear cut as we would like because, like I said, it's mostly geared towards the international people. But with that in mind, a lot of people think, well, if you go overseas, that's pretty much a death sentence for your career in terms of for you to have to admit that you have to go overseas, then that means you're openly admitting you're not good enough to play in America. So then most people think that's where you go to just end your career is going overseas. I do not believe that is the case at all. Yes, there are circumstances where that has been the case where people have just gone overseas and they've been there for the last 15 years and that's just where they're at and what they're doing. So yes, they haven't been able to make that transition back, but that doesn't mean it's impossible and that you can't. Many have over the years, which is good. And some are still on teams, some maybe not. But like I said, there are opportunities that are open, but it's just not as prevalent as a lot of times it's marketed to be for us as Americans. So, like I said, all in all, definitely a wonderful experience. It's something I would definitely recommend to athletes out there who don't readily have available opportunity to go straight to the NFL or CFL, and you're contemplating should I go arena, then also actually really consider the potentiality of going overseas. Like I said, it was very valuable. It's good that it's American rules football. It's based off of the NCAA rulings from each year. So, like I said, you're playing the football that you've always been used to, and that can easily be seen and interpreted. Where if as a quarterback I go out there and I throw 350 yards and 4 touchdowns, that's a good game. In arena, you can mess around and throw 8 touchdowns. It's like, wait, is that normal? Like, was that a really good game or is that just normal? It's a lot of times hard to interpret, which is the same thing for scouts. So those are, like I said, things to just understand and consider. But last thing I just wanted to address was also realizing that the GFL isn't the only league overseas. Pretty much all major countries in the EU and even over into China and everything, they have their own professional leagues. So it's all a matter of you just doing your research and figuring out what is the best option, who gives you the best chance to kind of get that exposure, get that experience, get that tape and everything that you want to get done. So some people have done it to where, all right, this year I'm playing in Germany, but next year I'm going to go to the Polish league, and then now I'm going to go to Finland, and now I'm going to go to a team out in France. And like some people just have it where for them, they just want to have fun and have a chance to live and experience all these different places. So then each year they go to a new country and a new team. So like I said, there's different ways you can go about it, and it's all about what your prerogative is and what it is you want to accomplish going forward. So sorry, this is kind of a long video, but like I said, I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little rundown of what everything was like and pretty much my overall opinion of how the experience went. Like I said, unfortunately, in my last video, things got cut short for me, but that is the nature of the beast, and that is also showing you that this is a business, and at the end of the day, they're going to do what they think is best for their organization. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, unfortunately, this will be the last video within the GFL series, but potentially we'll have another one coming soon. So appreciate all the support. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, peace.